I'm not making this up. Biden administration and the neocons, of course, the Lindsey Grahams of the world, not even Elizabeth Warren is in this camp, all the war party. Yeah, there's a song by Eddie Grant. Remember Electric Avenue? Yeah, he had this song called War Party. You invite me to a war party. Yeah, we got a big war party. $100 billion in additional spending for Ukraine. Let's say that again. $100 billion spending package for the Ukraine war. That's what they want to present to Congress, Biden administration, and the Neocons. They want to fund the Ukraine war through the 2024 election without having to worry about growing opposition to the policy in Congress, as a majority of the House and Senate still currently support arming Ukraine. The big package idea is supported by many throughout the administration. Not just the administration, but also, the neocons out there. There are plenty of Republicans that are behind this as well. Obviously Lindsey Graham loves this. Nikki Haley. Yep. Anyway, that would put our entire spending on this war to $213 billion. $213 billion. Let's go take a look, shall we? That's almost as much as China spends on their military over the course here. We spend on our military $877 billion. It's last year's numbers. China, $292 billion. Russia spends $86 billion a year. I got $213 billion. So it's more than double what Russia is spending. Where in the world is all of that money going? Yeah, a lot of it end up in some Swiss bank accounts, other places, going to buy some nice yachts. Ukraine, I mentioned this before, prior to the war, poorest country in Europe per capita. It's almost like, you want to look at it this way, it's almost like an African nation. Almost like an African nation within Europe. And why do I call it an African nation? Well, many African nations are very, very wealthy when it comes to natural resources, yet their people live in poverty. So yes, and again, it's, countries like that where they got an enormous amount of corruption and you got a lot of natural resources. Bad people like to take advantage of those situations. Again, you see it happen all the time. This is where oligarchs come from. The ones that are able to gain control out of chaos and take over that control. Again, it was the direction that Russia decided to take after the former Soviet Union fell. Rather than, run a system like we have where, again, the people become wealthier as a whole. No, they've got these super wealthy types of individuals. And again, it's beyond what we really comprehend and understand because it's like money flowing out of a faucet. It's not underlining ownership in a company. Do you understand? It's cash flow. It's cash flow that never ends. It's a spigot of money. Whereas, I explained this before, whereas Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos, they've got to sell shares in the company that they own. Which, and again, they're very wealthy by building those companies, but it's not a money spigot. And Ukraine is another one of those places. You actually had the Jean-Claude Juncker, the former European Commission president, actually admitted. He went off on European officials suggesting that Ukraine could join the EU. He's saying it's false promises. He says wouldn't be good for the EU. It wouldn't be good for the Ukraine. Anyone who has had anything to do with Ukraine knows that this is a country that is corrupt at all levels of society. Despite its efforts, it's not ready for ascension. It needs massive internal reform processes, and that's where we're sending our tax dollars. I mean, think about this. I mean, think about the utter, I'm sorry. Again, I don't want to say this, but I mean, come on. Pretty much a life loser, okay? We've seen his escapades and what he's gone through played out all over. He got Hunter Biden. I mean, you got to be a country so messed up and so corrupt that you're doing business with Hunter Biden, and we're going to send an additional $100 billion there. Whatever. WatchDog on WallStreet.com.